rep. Going up last year, kind of training session. Mostly been 4 days a week. So we're going to go through Delts today. Second push session of the week. I think I have one chest movement in this session. The rest is Delts. And then finishing tricep bicep movements. So just started with side laterals. We're working to a press, from your first press into the side lateral, into another press, and then more like triceps. So this is obviously still pressing, so close grip. Bench for triceps, and then two bicep movements. I have to have a look at the program, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Set some reps. We're looking at 2 per movement, except for this one, which is the side laterals, which is 3, just to kind of get us warm. 3 sets of 10 to 15. We're working to more like straight sets, really. I'm not really doing any top set back offs, and if it is a top set back off, it's more like 10 to 12, and then 15 to 20, so higher rep ranges. At the moment we're training, not really going to failure, probably 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, just to make sure that I'm not causing too much inflammation. Because it was like last week or this Monday, train chest, and it took about 3 to 4 days to recover from that. So, and that's with me probably training at like 60%. So I know I need to even back off even more, which is hard and annoying, but we've got to do right now what is necessary for the position that we're in. We are in pre-peak week, so peak week starts in 3 days. So this is probably my last full Delts and arm session, and then it'll go to more push-pull leg split next week. I'm not sure yet, but we'll tell them the plans from Monday. We'll probably have a chat between now and then about it. But yeah, I'm just going to take you through the session today. I'm just going to be training. And then the next one after this, we're probably looking at going through another high day, depending on what the case is, whether that's a refeed or an actual high day. Refeed meaning just one meal plan, depending on how Luke wants to feed me, depending on my body weight's at, my condition at the moment. I'm checking every day, so the plan is changing every single day. Different steps, different amount of cardio, different food, whether you want to keep me on baseline food or increase or lower. Literally just depends on what the body's looking like, weighing in every morning, so I'm checking every day. Those rounds in the morning, mandatories, and then I'll do posing after training as well today. So I'll take you through it. How many days we are? Probably 8 days. 8 days out? 7, 8 days out? Which sounds weird saying, but it just doesn't feel like it. But once you've kind of done one show, you're kind of stuck in that kind of like holding phase. And when it comes around to doing the show, it's kind of like just another day. I've already done one in this season, so that's kind of what it feels like, which is good. It keeps me calm, keeps me stress free. It means I can just focus on the job in hand and get what's needed done. So we'll get into this. Already done 1 set, so 2 more sets on laterals, and then we'll go into our first movement for today. So into our first press of the day. So I have actually been dealing with quite a bad shoulder, my right shoulder, which is moving or stemming from my right elbow, which is basically tightness in the shoulder, it's basically pulling on my stress from the which is causing be a bit smarter when it comes down to wrestling, because obviously it's pain. Obviously, the leader and kind of try and get the more pain from the more kind of sensitive these areas can become little niggles. Obviously, there's no fat to give you any cushion, so you're going to feel it. So I've just been trying to train as smart as I can, make smart decisions, which sometimes I'm not very good at. Sometimes I will just go balls to the wall, but I've kind of learned in the last kind of 4 or 5 weeks not to do that. There's a time and a place for that. Right now is not the time or the place. So you probably see a bit of a difference on the wrestling in terms of strength, but I'm trying to isolate the muscle and really use that muscle to do the movement instead of using a lot of body weight and aggression, really. So instead of one season I work up to like 6 aside a week, today we're just doing 3. So that's the plan anyway. Slowly moving right down, very, very slow negatives. In these sessions right now, it's all about contact and just filling the tissue with as much blood as possible. So load is not really in question or in the kind of thought process. It shouldn't be anyway. It's all about loading the tissue, stimulating the tissue with enough load to get the rep range. Obviously controlling the movement, making sure, like I said, slow negatives, making sure the muscle connection is on point. So I actually leave these sessions quite fatigued, just from a state of trying to be so honed in on the muscle connection. Essentially that's where I'm going to be able to push as much blood into the tissue. So that's the primary use basically. It's not really trying to give more strength, which is hard, very, very hard. But I'm trying to learn to accept it even though it's close to the end. There's still time to learn and put it into practice. So, this top set back. We do have top set back rest of 8 to 10, and 12 to 15 minutes. Into our next movement, which is D-handle lateral raises. 3 sets on here, backing off from our press, and then we move into our 1 chest movement for today, which is going to be probably nitro press instead of the Atlantis. Just from what I was saying before with the little niggle
being on the Atlantis, I've tried to make it comfortable for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just not happening. So move on to the Nitro, which I know is a bit more comfortable, which I used on Monday. So we'll just do the same sets and format on that, and then go into our tricep movement, which I think is one tricep movement and 2 bicep today. In terms of like timing for session, I'm looking like trying to keep it within an hour. Just try and get in and out. If I spend too much time here, I'll end up increasing load. Whereas if I can work quite quickly now, with still keeping load, moderate and decent, but also just not fatiguing the body too much. I would typically spend like 2 to 3 hours every session here. I think cutting down to an hour has meant that I can get back home to recover better, spend longer doing that. And like I said, I'm not fatiguing the body too much in terms of just being here and putting it under so much stress for a long period of time. So an hour and 15 max is kind of what we're looking like, because we still got to do posing, still got to do steps as well. I'll do like half an hour steps before we go. But it's kind of been working in a way, and I kind of like that training style, because obviously, right now in prep, at the back end of prep, your fitness levels are going to be pretty much through the roof. Probably the best they're going to be in the year, compared to off season. So might as well utilise that with training a bit quicker. Obviously recovery between sets is better because I'm fitter. Just got more, just able to recover faster between sets, even if I'm training, keeping training intensity up. Obviously we're not going to complete failure, so there's that portion as well which I don't have to recover from. We're kind of keeping reps, like I said, 1 to 2 reps shy from failure, so just means I can work a bit quicker, keep the pace going, and just move from movement to movement and get in, get out approach. So, but I've noticed pumps have been so much better by doing that, and I'm able to hold it for much longer by just continuing to work. So 2 more sets on here, then we'll go into our 1 chest movement, 1 tricep movement, 2 bicep. But yeah guys, to give you like an overview of where we're at. I know I said we're 8 days out. Since Sunday, I think we've been running low food. So really been digging for the last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 days. Just waiting for kind of body weight to move down. Conditions there. We're just waiting for a new low weigh-in, to be honest, to kind of confirm it. Until, that would be kind of the sign where Luke will give me a little refeed before next week. So I'm really hoping that weight drops for the weekend, so he can feed me up for the weekend, and then we can kind of move into peak week and do what we need to do there. Because fatigue is pretty high right now, probably the highest point it has been in prep. But that's kind of saying on my story this morning. It's kind of expected. When you're 20 weeks into a prep, you are going to deal with this kind of fatigue, especially coming off the back of a show, moving into more prep, more digging, wanting to get more condition out. You are going to deal with that, and we run a fair few high days. Basically, high days mean 1,000 to 1,200 gram of carbs, and body weight moves up because of that. It probably shifts up about 2 kilo, but you've then got to remember that weight's got to come back down. So you've got to run another 2, 3, 4, 5 low days, which are pretty grim, to be honest. I'd rather just stay on low food for the foreseeable, but there's obviously a reason for putting high days in. There's obviously to fill you back up when you're flat. And the problem with, if you were to run flat for too long, you're going to struggle a lot to fill that physique back out when it comes down to show day and peak week. So that's why we're kind of trying to keep us full, but at the same time dig out more condition. So we're in that stage at the moment where we're waiting for body weight to move down. It's been a bit stubborn, to be honest, the last few days. Kind of weighed in the same weight, even off my rest day food yesterday, which was 200 grams of carbs. Training day at the moment was 300 grams of carbs, and I didn't drop weight yesterday or this morning, last night, after 200 grams of carbs. So it's just being a bit stubborn, I think, and as well with the body being under more stress, it's gonna hold body weight, because obviously your body doesn't want to get leaner. Your body wants to gain fat and get fatter and get healthier. So you're forcing it to do something it doesn't want to do, basically. So it just takes a bit of time. It takes more just consistency and just doing the plan. It will drop eventually. We're just kind of waiting for that. So I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later, because I'm hungry and tired. But we'll get through the session. I'm doing this nitro press, as you can see. I'm going to use these handles, the neutral grip, for this. Feels a bit better than doing the Atlantis, and then we'll move into a close grip, which I'm hoping doesn't feel too bad, but we'll see. It's just very annoying. I'm more worried about kind of the off season. To be honest, training and prep right now is fine, because it's just not as intense as off season, or like the loads I'm using are not the same. Like I said, I'm training like 60% of my max at the moment, so I've got to, after the show, I'm going to get an MRI scan on it, see what actually is the issue, and get it resolved. So I've been working with Nabil, who is a chiropractor, very good one as well, a very good one, a very good friend, with a lot of time for me, which, you know, I can only be so grateful to have in my corner. So I've been going to see him every week with this shoulder, and my hamstring at the start, but that's fine now. It's just my shoulder now that we're dealing with. So, but he was saying, you know, you can't attack it straight away right now, because I'm in prep. I mean, you know, the body's not in a stable position to be put under stress from trying to improve it, you know. So it's just about managing it now. Just about managing, getting through. So I've been doing cupping, stretching, trying to train smart. That's all I can do right now until prep finishes. I'll just get a scan, and we'll get to work on the recovery of that. So I'm hoping it's just, you know, I'm hoping it's just a little niggle in my pec minor, which will be ideal. You know, put a bit more fat on after show, after prep, which will provide a bit of cushion there for training. Hopefully the pain will subside. So we'll see. We're going to get into this because I'm going to get cold. We'll see in a bit. So we're going to go into a straight bar push down, well, EZ push down, instead of the close grip press. I just think it's a smarter decision based on my shoulders, and obviously the niggle being in the way. But this is, I did this on Monday and it was alright, and it actually felt really good. I'm already pumped just from one set. So we're going to do 3 sets on here, like two heavy, 2 10-12, 1 15-20, and then we'll go into bicep work. So it's only tricep movement, but we did on Monday with Monday's push. We do 2 tricep, 1 bicep. So I'll do 1 tricep, 2 bicep today. That's kind of how we work things. Is how I did my whole off season as well with arm training. We didn't necessarily have an arm day. Obviously training 4 days a week. Still 4 days a week at the moment. I'm working with that, so that's what we're going to go into. So we'll start there now. Yeah, one of my newest favourite movements, old school. I was actually watching Kevin Rowan train this morning in 2001, and he was doing this exact movement, so it's quite nice to carry that over into today. Yeah. Eat. 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 But yeah, that will wrap us up, guys, for delts and arms. Just finishing with 20 minutes on treadmill. Only 10,000 steps today, which is being reduced from 12. So each day I'll get a step count, different step count, depending on what Luke wants to do. So I'm kind of just running off that at the moment. I'm going daily with what I need to do in terms of output. In terms of intra-workout, obviously no carbs, but we've got the aminos from ESN, creatine from ESN, glutamine from ESN, this electrolytes from ESN. That's it. Vitamin C as well. Still running about 4 grams of vitamin C a day right now, but all those supplements you can get off ESN. We just had a promo yesterday for hydration, 25% off hydration and 20% off for best sellers, which is probably still on right now. It started yesterday, it will go to next Wednesday. So yeah, check out the website. We've always got some sort of promo on each week that you can check out and take advantage of, and use code Henry as well at checkout, which will get you 20% off. I mean, much appreciated, helps me, and everything else. So we will wrap it up there, guys. Done 2 rounds of posing, did another round of mandatories, and then did my posing routine, and then I'll do another round of posing tonight. Like I said, I did a round of posing this morning at 4:30 in the morning, so that'll be 4 rounds altogether for today, which is good. We just keep that up every day, really. Just keep the mind to muscle connection with posing, making sure that we're getting it boxed, make sure they get it done. But 5 more meals for today, which is nice. So I'll eat when I get home. Post-workout, cream of rice, whey, rice cakes, some fruit. That's post-workout meal. Nothing exciting. That's why I'm not really filming like a low day. If you do want to see a low day, then comment below low day, and I'll get that boxed off for you, but it's not very interesting. That's why I film the higher carb days. But yeah, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you for watching, if you still are. Thank you for following the journey, and we'll see you on the next one.